You can dance anywhere, really. You can use it. It's with you all the time. I definitely used to make up dances on my front lawn. My sister always jokes that I used to make her dance with me because I made her do it as well. I'm originally from America. I grew up in New Hampshire, so the Northeast, middle of nowhere. I studied dance at university in Rhode Island, so I came to London for a term in my third year and knew straight away within 2 weeks of being here that I wanted to come back. I loved the dance, I loved the attitude toward dance here, slightly more open than in America, or at least where I was from. So I came back after I graduated to do my master's, and that was 10 years ago. I went into university thinking I wanted to be a dancer, not a choreographer. There were other people that I saw as being better than me at that, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not as good at them, so maybe I'm not a maker. And the teacher that I had sort of just really encouraged me, and then I think I just started to believe in myself a little bit more. I think moving to London as well was sort of a, now I'm here, nobody really knows me that well, like I can kind of like do whatever I want, and just built up that confidence, I think. There's this quote I always say to my students: to be a dancer, you either have to be hopelessly passionate or really stupid, which is from Twyla Tharp. She's a famous American choreographer. And I feel like that's so true. It's not only physically demanding, but I think it's such a competitive field that you have to be sort of mentally prepared as well. Otherwise, I don't think you'll make it. I think I started out, even when I came here, doing the dancer thing, you know, the audition thing, going to the thing where there's 300 people there and they're taking one, and you're a bit like, well. I think then it started out of a, well, okay, so I'm gonna make opportunities for myself to perform. As a choreographer, I think there's something physically satisfying of having an idea and then feeling it in your body. I think it's really satisfying to have had this like crazy idea in your head, thinking, oh, I want everyone to climb on top of each other and pour all these water in these glasses and I'm gonna rearrange them. And when you say it out loud first, everyone's like, what, okay. And then to like see it come to life is really satisfying, to see all those things that were some crazy idea in the back of your head and then now they're in front of you. So a way that I used to work, I would really have an idea, and really an idea of what I wanted the audience to feel or take from whatever that was. In the last 2 years, I've been artist in residence with regular rehearsals and sharings. I used it to develop the new piece that I'm working on, and I think it's important to keep evolving the way that you work, so I decided to completely turn it on its head. And instead of idea first, then moving, I just went into the studio and started moving and made something that felt right, and then thought about what it might mean later, which was hard in other ways. And I think neither is right or wrong, and I'll probably come back to both. I'm always trying new ways to work, because then you find new things that you might not have found if you just work in the way that you worked before. This second Sunday of every month, everyone that's doing the residencies all get together and you have a little slot, half an hour, 40 minutes, where you can do whatever you want. You can share a bit of material, you can read something, you can ask the group a question. It's a really nice community of people. Also for me, another thing I'm interested in is sort of audience participation. I hate using that particular word because it feels like you're gonna have to get up in front of everyone and do a thing like a bad magic show or something. But for me, to use the group to test things on how the audience might interact with the piece, that was also really useful for the residency. No matter how old I get, I always feel nervous. I think an extra level of nerves when I'm the choreographer. It feels like my heart and soul out on the stage or wherever for people to judge and say things about. So very vulnerable, I think, and nervous to start with. After the first minute, if you're well rehearsed, you just get in the groove and then it's finished and you're a little bit like, it was like a trance or something. People say, how did it go? And sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know actually. That's part of the reason I love dancing, because for that 20 minutes, half an hour, 5 minutes, however long, you're just kind of, I don't know, it's like a trance almost, I think. Where it came from was from this cast of 4 women. We were just sort of talking about female rituals. Society was telling us that we were meant to be sort of soft and pretty, but also powerful and strong, and all at the same time. We looked at lots of imagery of faceless women with their hair and sort of the female curves. We also talked a lot about the 3 fates in Greek mythology that sort of spin, measure, and cut the thread of life. And the piece has sort of evolved into this cleansing ritual of the way that we feel as women. Can we change it and make a new path to go forward? You know, I had kind of a slog last year. Funding for the arts is not that great, so I didn't get a lot of funding I applied for, and to be honest, had a good cry, got frustrated, then got a bit mad, gave myself a week to be pissed, do you know what I mean? And then just gotta get back to it. Be mad, be sad, and then keep going. So that's all you can do if you want to make work.